Yay, it's working.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, to the first non-Bookmas video in a month. So, I thought it would be a good occasion to do a special edition episode of Childhood Favorites. It's going to be the first novel that I have ever done, and it is...
The Girls' Gang by Rose Impey, read by Judy Bennett.
Yes, we have listened to this audiobook many times. And before I go any further, I just want to introduce my lovely sister, Meghan Hanet. She has a channel of her own that I'll link down below.
Thank you.
And we are also doing another video, which is a kind of joint book haul that's going to be on her channel as well. And just so you're aware of why we are dressed the same, because we are... These were presents from our lovely mother for Christmas.
Yes, who was behind the camera.
Yes.
Hello, Mommy.
So yeah, these are kind of like a shawl slash blanket. They're very comfortable. And then we also got pajamas where the shirt has a recipe for hot chocolate on it. So thank you, Mom. So what this is it's the story about 5 girls who are 11 years old, just their experiences in school and all the shenanigans they get into in, I believe, the 1980s, we said, right?
Yeah, the copyright's 1986, so.
And it is hilarious. All 5 of these girls are kind of oddballs in their class, so they tend to get into some trouble, especially since they end up with a massive rivalry against one of the guys in the class.
Ralph Raven, the biggest boy in school.
Yes, exactly. And his sidekick. What is his name again?
Stuart Harvey.
Yes, Stuart Harvey, that's his name. Yes. And yeah, some of the stuff they get into is like, how on earth did this happen and why? So the 5 girls are, first is Cheryl. That's how they say it on the audiobook anyway. Yeah, and she's kind of, to boil it down to an absolute stereotype, she's the smart one, but they all have much more complex personalities than what I'm about to list. And then there is Sandra.
The dramatic one.
Yes.
She's my favorite, the one I always related to growing up. She's very dramatic, and she is a twin. So both the twins are in the girls' gang. And the other twin is...
Jane, and she's kind of the most down-to-earth, sensible one. She's basically the mom friend of the group. She's the one who kind of has to stop them all from doing insanely stupid stuff constantly and getting themselves killed or in massive trouble. And then there's Louise, who is the very sweet, shy one.
Louise Bottomley.
Yes, and yes, there are jokes regarding her last name.
What's Joe's last name?
I don't know if we ever hear her last name.
Yeah, we probably do at some point, but she's
Probably.
like really short and small and really athletic. She wants to be a gymnast at the 1992 Olympics.
Yes. Yes, and she gets very angry when she isn't allowed to do things because she is a girl.
Yeah, and she doesn't really like Sandra either because
Yeah, they clash a lot.
They're kind of like the 2 like alpha males of the group, and yeah, they kind of clash.
Sandra is probably the one who gets them in, who comes up with the most schemes, I guess, of what they do. And then Cheryl's the one who kind of thinks of the ideas. Louise is kind of the heart and acts kind of as a deterrent, and Jane also kind of is more the common sense. And then Joe is just, let's go do it now. Yeah. And then, of course, the other major character is Ralph Raven, and it's funny because it's like he's specifically characterized as being, shall we say, dumb enough to fall for pretty much anything the girls make up, but he also is legitimately a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also has some really good talents, and the final segment of this story is just amazing, and oh my goodness, yeah. It's this picture on the cover, but I don't really want to say what actually happens.
In a way, they're frenemies. They're enemies, then frenemies, then almost friends by the end.
Yeah, because, like, the thing is that they hate Ralph, but at the same time, Ralph Raven and these 5 girls, they're the outsiders of the class. So they kind of almost relate to each other in a way because of that. Yeah, like I think there's a comment at the beginning where Mr. Mills, he's like, the narration is something like, he noticed how the oddballs of a class always tended to gravitate together. Because these 5 girls, with the exception of Jane and Sandra, they probably would not be friends if there was other people in the class who were more like them. But there isn't, so they kind of band together and form their group that is inseparable, even when they fight.
Yes.
Then their teacher, Mr. Mills, is just... The whole reason he likes teaching this age group is because they mostly know how to behave by now, and they haven't fully turned into teenagers with rebellious streaks yet. And then he's stuck with these 5 girls and Ralph, who just make his life a living nightmare, and he has no clue what to do. Because his nerves are worn thin by the end of the year, and he doesn't know what to do. So, poor Mr. Mills. He tries.
It's a very feminist book. Like,
Yeah.
the 5 of them, they're feminists. They have, like, posters all over their clubhouse that say
Yeah, their clubhouse. Oh my goodness.
yeah, it says like equality is a myth. Girls are better.
So at times it's like, okay, calm down, girls. That's a bit too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. Yeah, especially given their conflict with Ralph, it's really funny. There's a few other reoccurring characters that pop up throughout. The most memorable one is probably Miss Williams, the next door neighbor teacher, who was utterly terrifying. Williams wasn't the sort of teacher who went around shouting all day. She had no need to raise her voice.
Yeah.
One long look from Miss Williams was enough to quiet even Ralph Raven, the loudest boy in the school. And yeah, she has like a whole language done strictly through her eyes, basically.
And her
eyebrow
eyebrows.
raises.
Yeah, eyebrow raises.
Yeah. Oh, and also, just a little fun fact about this specific copy. This is the exact one we grew up with. It was a library copy, but it went up for sale a few years ago.
Not the library, but this.
Yes, this thing went up for sale a few years ago. I was at a book sale there. I was just kind of looking around and went, oh my goodness, it's being sold. It's mine. I'm getting it. It's mine.
This is a book that people of all ages would enjoy. It's not just for kids, and also like our dad even really likes.
Oh yeah, our dad
Girls' Day.
loves this story.
Yeah, this narrator, like Judy Bennett,
she's so good.
she makes it so funny with all the voices and all the accents and everything. Like it's like I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much reading it, but like listening to her version of it, it's so fun.
She does such a good job of all of these characters.
Like you can tell all 5 girls apart.
Yeah, which is important because it'd be so easy to just use one little girl voice for all 5 girls, but they all sound distinct from each other. Mm-hmm. Louise has like this very soft, sweet voice, and Sandra has this really expressive voice that's constantly switching. Yeah, basically.
and Cheryl is very much. It's a very much
She speaks
staccato.
very crisply.
Yes, crisply and very staccato and very scientific.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jane is very pragmatic
Yeah,
sounding.
yeah.
And Ralph Raven just sounds so obnoxious.
Oh my gosh, it's like she purposefully picked the most obnoxious voice she could for Ralph.
And then it's so funny because on their way back from their field trip to the farm, Ralph Raven starts auctioning off the girls like animals.
Oh my gosh!
Like he's like, who will give me 5? Who will give me 5 for this fine fat heifer?
And the girls are just about to kill him.
He's
Oh
talking
my
about
goodness!
Louise or something.
Mm-hmm. And there's actually quite a variety of stories that happen in this.
Yeah.
Like some of them are just like take place over an afternoon. Some of them cover a few weeks. Some of them are to take place in entirely different locations. There's even a ghost story in this. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments regarding this book or anything that sounds similar, I would love to talk to you about it below. Feel free to visit Megan's channel and watch our other collab video that we're releasing. And have a wonderful day. See you later.
Bye.
Hey guys, so welcome back.
Can you start making a silly face?
Yes. And all the tapes are moving.
Yeah, because they are cassettes.
They are cassettes.
From our childhood.
Yeah.
So Ralph is trying to auction off the girls on their from their field trip back from the farm, and he goes, "Who'll give me 5? Who'll give me 5 for this fine fat heifer?"
Louise blushed.